And what, you think you're His Highness Luther just because you're old? You're dumber than your little twig-ass looks. Yeah, there was this real fuck-up of an overseer who ran arcs right into the ground. Could be his fault. Am I wrong?
Well, you may be a lost cause, but you're a rare find nonetheless.
What the hell? Want to get married?
What? Xeno and Echo. Congratulations on tying the knot.
You think I can't hear you? Time to grow a pair, you pansies.
Hey there. Thought I'd drop by. You're damn right. Although we haven't been toughing it out alone, thanks to Arcs.
I went ahead and gave Enga a rundown of what's happening with the Akashic Records, since it looks like it's affecting Earth, too.
Sounds like that whole mess on Earth was pretty much halfway responsible for what's been going on. I mean, materializing an entire world is sorta a little beyond what happened to us, but it's not that far off from what Deus Eska did. Oh, things are hunky-dory down on Earth, by the way. Hitsugi and Al are doing fine. Earthguide and Mother Core still have to play whack-a-mole with the odd phantasm, but nothing we can't handle together. And hey, when they bring out the really big guns, Arcs has stepped in. So we still have our problems, but no problems. In a word, the whole peace on Earth thing is kind of working out for us now. Oh, and that geezer Eritron and the math nerd are off to the US on business. Seems they're trying to get a hand from overseas with analyzing the weird stuff they've been seeing in space. Crap. Speaking of the math nerd, looks like Ak wants to chat all of a sudden. Can I just ignore it? Nah.
Listen up, Mr. 10% Casanova. When I call, you pick up in 2 rings.
Look, we can't talk if you blow out my eardrums. Just tell me what's up already.
Wait. Are you with the Oracle fleet? What are you doing all the way out there?
What do you think? I'm on some kind of space yoga retreat? They asked me to come. They got a situation here.
Oh, right. Well, listen. We've got a situation too. A full-on 200% capital S situation.
Okay. You might want to elaborate on that one.
You two couldn't communicate your way out of a paper bag. Perhaps I should explain.
You're here too, Gramps. Guess shit must have gotten pretty real after all.
Excuse you, 10% Playboy. How come you start taking it seriously when he says it?
That'll do now, Oak. Arx folks, if you'd be so kind as to lend me your ears. A black hole suddenly sprung up a little too close to our solar system for comfort. Now, it's far enough away that we don't seem to have an immediate problem on our hands.
But a supernova could form with no warning. Plus, according to our scientists, it's getting really huge, really fast. This is definitely not normal.
So what's gonna happen if it keeps up this growth spurt?
What do you think happens with black holes? It'll gobble up everything. That's definitely curtains for Earth, let alone the entire galaxy.
Oak and I are working to drum up a little support with the investigation from a few countries' governments. So, young Mr. Yasaka, you let us know right away if you learn anything valuable from Arx.
What are the odds that we'd both be up against suddenly appearing, rapidly expanding black holes? I guess if the Akashic records hold memories of the entire universe, it makes sense that they'd affect different dimensions in the same way.
I'm feeling more and more like I've got some skin in the game here. Guess I better go tell Hitsugi and Al what's up. If anything happens, let me know. Think of me like your point man for all things Earth.
Understood. Thanks, Enga.
In the end, Harriet announced that her own brother, Luther, had broken the laws of Coento, and she had passed down his judgment herself. Her explanation was as dry of details as her eyes were of tears. Stunned that she could so unflinchingly cut down her own flesh and blood, the people whispered a new name for their ruler. The Ice Queen. But Harriet paid that no mind, forging calmly ahead on the path she had decided, purging the world of ephemera. The elimination of ephemera. It was the most fitting deed she could imagine, to honor the memory of her brother. But to those who remained by her side, the strain the Queen felt was as plain as day. No, I won't.
You must, my lady.
I said I will not.
It is not a question.
Kind of hard seeing Harriet as an Ice Queen right now, isn't it? Imagine what the people in those other countries would call her if they saw this. But you can really tell how taxed she feels, can't you?
How can you expect me to sit around and do nothing when the ephemera scourge still...
You would not be doing nothing, my lady. It would be an official inspection.
Dress it up however you like, Varuna. But now's simply not the time.
Then let me speak plainly, Your Highness. Right now, nothing is more vital than you taking a moment to rest and recuperate. You've pacts to negotiate and sign, collections to arrange, storage sites to secure. There's no telling how many hurdles lie ahead. If you do not rest when the situation allows, you'll find yourself with no strength left to give. Not to mention, should anything threaten your health now, your brother's loss would be in vain.
That's awfully underhanded of you to bring Luther into it, Varuna.
A warrior must use every tool at their disposal. Isn't that so, Guardian? Which brings me to another question, my lady. Is there something you need to discuss with the Guardian?
How did you know that?
I would be remiss as your aide of so many years if I could not pick up on that much, my lady. Or on the fact that you are in dire need of some rest.
If you say so, Guardian.
Come on, Harriet! It'd just be a little downtime. You'll wake up face down on the floor at the rate you're going.
Very well. I'll take some time for these official inspections, as Varuna puts it. But if I must go, then I insist the Guardian must accompany me. If we're so concerned about overwork, just look at how many Castrum Demonicas they've had to take down. If one of us rests, so does the other. Is that fair, Varuna?
Just so, my lady. Well, Guardian, I fear I must entrust Her Highness's safety to you once more. I ask, no, beg, that you do everything in your power to shield her from any harm.
Of course we'll defend her.
Thank you, but it isn't simply that. I ask that you stay by her side. With Master Luther gone, I fear you are the only person Lady Harriet can truly rely on.
And so, Harriet set out on an inspection tour to survey the state of her long-suffering land. For days, she traveled from place to familiar place, the Guardian always at her side. At last, nearing the end of their trip, they came to Luisa, a small haven near the East Artia border. Luisa is known throughout Cuento as a small slice of paradise, situated on a massive lake embraced by miles of undisturbed nature.
Mountain runoff reacts with volcanic minerals to dye the water's surface in rainbow hues. On clear days, you can see all the way to Cuento Castle, shining bright white beyond the Rainbow Lake and the deep green forest. To compare the landscape to a fairy tale falls short of its overpowering beauty, in the face of which a visitor can only sigh in wonder. That didn't sound like quite the type of sigh the signpost was looking for.
Huh? Oh, no, of course not. Nothing of the sort.
The lady doth protest too much. Don't worry, we're not going to tell you off. It's hard to just shut your brain off for a while, huh?
Yes. I understand I needed a rest. It just doesn't sit right with me. First and foremost, the best I can do is keep my face forward, eyes dry and back straight, and try to help my country, the world even. I can only face my responsibilities head-on, take whatever slander is thrown my way, and march forward toward what I must do. It's the reason why I was called here in the first place. I don't understand how, Guardian, but you know something about the past my brother and I shared, don't you? You must, or I can't imagine how you could have found your way to Luther's laboratory.
So you're saying all those visions the Guardian saw?
They must have been true. I have, well, Harriet has crossed death's threshold once before. The me you see here is something else, with Harriet's form. I am something that was conjured by Luther, and became Harriet. I don't fully understand what happened. When I awoke, it was over, and all I saw was Luther, my brother, stained in blood. I knew he'd conjured something terrible, and I had lost my life trying to protect him from it. And then, it was my turn to be summoned. My form is Harriet's. My manner is Harriet's. No one would ever suspect otherwise. But am I really Harriet? I don't know. Am I even a real person? And yet, in the end, what's the difference? Whoever or whatever I am, I was called here for a reason. Harriet was devoted to her country, to her people. I am no different. I will be who everyone wants me to be. Imagine if I told Varuna. The poor man would be so shocked. You'll keep this between us, won't you? Even though no one would probably believe it?
It's true. You could have kept this a secret forever.
I can't explain exactly. I suppose when you get right down to it, I felt the two of you ought to know. Well, that's not quite right. More than anything, I just wanted someone to know. I needed someone to confide in, so... Greetings, my new partners in secrecy. I've only been Harriet for 3 years now. I never would have made it without so many people to help me. There was Luther, of course, and Father, Varuna, and all the people of Coento. I owe them all so much. They were all so kind to Harriet. I've been incredibly fortunate, having Harriet's name and walking in her shoes. I don't feel any guilt over it. I've done nothing to feel regret over. I only have to make sure I repay the kindness they've given me. That's what keeps me moving forward. Even if the cruelty of this world threatens to freeze my heart, I'll carry the warmth of that kindness. Well, let me ask one favor then. Just give me this moment to cry until the tears won't come. When that's done, I won't need to anymore. Thank you so much. I didn't know how badly I needed that. It's like I've shed a weight I didn't know I was carrying. This must be what happens when you try to hold in tears for too long. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I'll be just fine now.
Hey! What are you doing? You made a girl cry! Are you all right, miss? Were they harassing you? People only cry when they're sad, right? What made you want to cry?
No, I'm all right. They didn't do anything. But it's kind of you to worry.
Being a grown-up seems complicated. Me? Well, for starters, the name's Florent.
And where does a fine young man like you come from, Florent?
Good question. And the answer is a secret. But forget about that. Let's have some fun. That's what this place is for, right? A little time for play will wash the tears away. Come on, how about it?
That's a fine idea. I suppose it's why we came here, after all.
Did you notice anything strange about that kid? Exactly! Gemini the duplicate, in the flesh. Maybe he's like Luther, a snapshot of Gemini from before they became the version we know. I'm intrigued.
Wow! I can't believe you're a real fairy. I've only ever seen stuff like you in books. Hey, how does the flying bit work? Is there some kind of trick to it?
Hey! Quit tugging on my wing! Ow! I mean it! Leave my wings alone! Ah! Please help me!
Ooh, fairies can turn scary? Do they grow big? Will she try and eat me?
Excuse me, I'm not scary. I stay this size, and I definitely won't try and eat anyone.
Florent's been playing all day, and it looks like he still has energy left to spare.
Hey, miss?
Whoa! What's the matter, Florent?
I was just wondering why you look so sad. This place is pretty neat, right? It's pretty, it's bright and cheery. It's a place where everyone can have fun. Doesn't it feel like a waste to come here and not play and smile and have a good time?
I just have a great deal on my mind, Florent.
What kind of stuff's on your mind? Anything fun? Anything funny?
Not quite. Mostly questions. About the future, I suppose.
That seems kind of weird.
How so?
Well, if you don't know how the future's gonna end up, why do you look so sad about it? If things get too hard, can't you just quit? If it hurts, can't you just run away?
No, I can't do that. No matter how hard or how painful things get, I can't just run away. If I did, I'd be letting down the people who worked so hard to get me where I am. And most importantly, I personally couldn't live with myself if I just ran away.
Wow. Being a grown-up sounds complicated and hard. Good thing I'm a kid.
I'm still something of a kid myself, Florent.
Well, come on then. There's so much playing and even more playing left for us to do.
There certainly is.
So this is where you've been, Florent.
A ghost! It's after me! Please, miss, do something!
Do something? That's a very broad request. Are you an acquaintance of Florent's, perhaps?
Pardon my intrusion. I am Clarissa, guard of the first successor to Ys Ardia. 'Tis an honor to make your acquaintance, Queen Harriet of Quento, and yours, Guardian. I fear you are mistaken. I go by no name but Clarissa Maintainer.
How is it that you know our faces, Clarissa? Wait, the guard of the first successor, you said?
Ah, come on! I'm not succeeding anything yet.
Indeed. And of course, it follows that what I am about to do is quite proper.
Ow!
What were you thinking, gallivanting off without a chaperone? Do you think yourself worth so little attention?
But I just had to see this place. It's one of the most famous sites in Quento. And you'd never let me go if I asked anyway. What was I supposed to do?
Is that your best excuse?
I'm sorry.
Very good then. Your Majesty Harriet, Guardian, thank you for keeping young Florent safe. I beg your pardon, but I must repay your kindness another day. Now, back we go, Florent. You must make ready for the ceremony.
No.
What?
I don't wanna! I won't be able to play anymore after that stupid ceremony. I wanna stay free.
Don't be selfish. You made a promise, and now you must keep it.
Yeah, I know, but if this is my last chance, can't I play a little longer?
I'm sensing a lot of tension here. What exactly is Florent going to have to do?
Nothing dangerous, I promise. Florent is due to become the formal symbol of our country. In Ys Artia, the flow of trade is our lifeblood. A fool may earn money, but it takes a wise man to keep it. Therefore, our symbol must be upright and clean, free from greed, with no ties to others, praying only for the prosperity of our people. After the purification ceremony, Florent will become our beloved symbol of gain and profit.
That all sounds nice on paper, but what about the part where Florent loses his freedom?
Yeah, see? I'll never be able to play with my friends again.
Which is why you were given free rein to spend your days without care until then.
Are you sure you can go through with this, Florent?
Please respect our affairs, Your Majesty of Quento.
Florent, please. I want to know what you think.
I wish I could play a little longer. But it's all right. It's time for me to become the symbol of Ys Artia. I'm bound to become one with the state. That's been set in stone for a long time. Since the day I was born, even. And when it's done, lots of people are gonna be able to enjoy their lives more and be happier. As long as I can give them a little happiness, mixed in with a touch of fun now and then. Maybe people won't cry anymore. Maybe we can avoid conflict.
So that's the choice you're making? That's the path you're prepared to take?
Yeah. Miss Harriet? Guardian? Fairy Lady? Thanks so much for playing with me today.
Guardian, Sierra, thank you very much for humoring me throughout the day. I'm better now. I can't let a child outdo me in backbone. I'm ready to return to the capital straight away. It's time to get back to rooting out ephemera, the spark that ignites wars, so we can bring peace to the world. And if we can make Florent smile, all the better.